G'day, I'm in Gisborne tonight and I'm about to embark on a big towing adventure. That's right, I'm going to use an electric car to tow something properly. Now, I've already towed before, but our viewer, well, he was critical and he said that the towing test wasn't good enough, wasn't hard enough, wasn't far enough, wasn't fast enough. So, do I have the test today? I have none other than this Tesla Model S. It's a P100D, so it has a 100 kilowatt hour battery and it has two motors, so it's very grunty. And I have it hooked up to a car trailer, and that car trailer is towing my brand new, old, used, in pieces Nissan Leaf. So altogether we've got about a tonne's worth of towing weight here, and we're going to go from here in Gisborne all the way to Te Kuiti. This is going to be a major all-night long trip. It's going to be massive because the roads have only just opened up. There's landslides galore. It's going to be a mammoth task. There's no direct route from here to Te Kuiti. There's no easy way around this. This is a serious towing test. This journey was going to be more than 420 kilometers, which doesn't sound like a lot, but keep in mind there's not a single meter of highway to use. It's all mountainous, twisty roads. So I split the journey into 3 legs, with the first leg going to Opotiki, 142 kilometers away over some mountain ranges. This journey though should be light work for the Tesla Model S, which is more than I can say for my camera mount. As for the car, it is bright green as you saw. Its name is Hulk, and it's on loan from the guys at Drive EV in Taupo, which is a dealership specializing in electric vehicles. Got to give them a shout out. Thank you, Steve from Drive EV. You often see Steve driving all around the country hauling electric vehicles in Hulk. It's a regular sight on New Zealand's roads and proof that electric cars can tow. Yep, this thing's done about 300,000 kilometers of towing and driving. So with 95% charge remaining, I left the bright lights of Gisborne and hit the heavily impacted roads severely damaged by Cyclone Gabrielle, and then barely a week later closed again due to landslides from biblical downpours that destroyed everything in their path, as you can see from the video I took earlier in the day. It was a sobering wake-up call to the increasing savagery and frequency of weather events, and unless we act now to slash our carbon outputs, such climate events are only going to worsen. It's not too late to fix this problem, but we do have to act now. But my biggest concern at that moment was not only the glacial speed that I had to drive at in order to avoid slips and potholes at night, but also the ton of dead weight I was hauling over numerous mountains. So it says that we've got 100 kilometers to go. 1.5 hours. It also estimates that the battery will be at 43%. Now this guessometer is actually pretty accurate, but once we get to a clearing, I'm going to pull over and just do a quick check of all the strings on the back, make sure that Nissan Leaf, or what's left of it, is intact and not sliding around. Once I'd wound my way to the mountain town of Matawai with the car at 60% full, I pulled over to check all my straps and tighten any that needed tightening, and also be blessed by the patron cat of midnight towing adventures. Alright, let's go have a look. Looks good. Nice and strong, good. It's not bad, they could use a little tightening. There we go. Oh, that's rock solid. Quick update from the middle of nowhere. The Leaf is intact, hasn't moved, and it has the seal of approval from this random orange cat that just appeared. Hey, what do you reckon? Hey, you happy puss? So far so good. It is 10 to 10, and it reckons we're gonna get to the next charger in 1 hour, so about 11 o'clock. Alrighty, let us crack into it. Onwards. Right now we are using 42 kilowatt hours or units of electricity per 100k. That is really high, but that is because we are in incredibly mountainous terrain right now, and of course we're towing a ton of stuff. Oh, we are climbing. 44 kilowatt hours per 100k's. Whew. I wish these GoPros could see the light better, because it is a beautiful, beautiful evening out there. Just occasionally, as I'm driving through the valley, I see the water reflecting the moonlight when it's visible, and it's just magical. And I've got the road to myself. Nighttime road trips are just amazing. You can see the grey line there is where it originally estimated what our charge would be, and the green line is the actual updated, constantly estimation of what our charge will be. And it reckons, given what it knows about the weight we're hauling, 35% when we get to the charging point. Now, let's just fast forward to the charging point. We've made it to Opotiki and we're at 39%. So we started at 95%. That's 95%. That's 56% of the battery we used to do 141 kilometers or so of the toughest terrain. That is really good. That means in theory this vehicle in that terrain with a tonne on the back could probably do 250 kilometers drained flat. Very impressive. What a beast. Now I need some electricity. Now the only downside is I know for a fact this charger I can't get a trailer in. So what I have to do is park outside, disconnect the trailer, then go and charge. That's a bit of a faff, but it's got to be done. Okay, so the charger is that one there, but as you can see there's no space for a trailer, so I'm going to disconnect the trailer here, pull up the handbrake, take the car off, park the car, charge it up until it's 80% and then hit the road again. So a little bit of a faff. There we go. Trailer's disconnected. Oh, what a load off. Reverse the back in and charge it up. All right, what's interesting about this car is that even though it is a Tesla, it doesn't have a CCS plug on the side. It has a Type 2 plug, for those nerds who might be interested in this. And here is a Type 2 to CCS adapter, and it actually works really well. You plug in the Type 2 end, this end, and then you simply grab the CCS connector and you plug it into that. Okay, so the car's now charging. It's charging, it says on the dashboard, at 44 kilowatts. That's because these chargers, these rapid chargers, are limited to a 50 kilowatt charge rate. However, the next charger we're going to, you're going to be impressed by that. It's called a hyper rapid charger. It goes much higher than 50 kilowatts. Right now though, we've got a little bit of time. We're going to figure out how long it takes to get to 80%. Probably about 45 minutes. We'll see. Right now, I need to go and get myself a drink, and I saw there's a petroleum distillate station open there. I'm gonna go get a drinky. I just went to the petrol station, but because this is a small town and it is 25 past 11, the petrol station over there is closed. And I'm not gonna lie, I am so thirsty. I've drunk all my water, walked around a couple of buildings to see if there's any water to drink, but no, there's nothing. Oh well, I guess I've got another 25 minutes and then I'll just carry on and try and find somewhere that can give me a drink. Yep, while these small towns off the beaten track might shut down after sunset, at least the ChargeNet rapid charging network is vast and reliable, meaning that you can drive an electric vehicle or tow one anywhere a car can go in New Zealand. So with the car charged to 73% with clean power at a cost of only $16.90, I reconnected the trailer and began leg 2. So this next leg to Rotorua is 147 kilometers. The map says we'll get there with 26% charge. Oh, a supermarket. Oh no, it's very, very, very closed. So we should get there with 26% charge remaining, and hopefully I can not unhook. Wait till you see the charging speed though. It's going to be impressive. I don't know how fast this vehicle is going to charge, but I know it will charge faster than the 50 kilowatt charger we just used. The good thing about road trips, especially road trips in an electric car, is that the calories from junk food on road trips, biologically, it's been proven by the Department of Snackology, those calories don't stick. Proven fact. Well, I'm no snackologist, so that might not be entirely true, but what was real was the fact that I couldn't find anywhere open, which made me kind of cranky. What is the point of petrol stations? Nothing. That shop's closed. Waste of time. We should all be going electric. Petrol stations are useless. Okay, so maybe doing the whole off the beaten track, east to west adventure is not a good idea, because nothing's open at night. Do this trip during the day, you'll be fine for snacks. Alright, let's carry on. I suppose we should probably do some sort of price comparison to give you an idea of what it would cost to use a petrol vehicle of a typical family size to do the same wacky route. Now, looking at, say, a Toyota Highlander, the V6, so it's good for towing, 2-ton towing capacity, exactly the same as this. Not as fast as this, but that's okay. You would probably, to do the same 430 odd kilometers we're doing today, you would probably be averaging about 15 litres per 100k. So that is about a full tank, maybe just over. So that's about 180 bucks. 180 bucks, that's a lot of money. Then of course there's all the servicing and the belts and the pulleys and the spark plugs and the oil filters and the exhaust and all that faff you've got to do with combustion vehicles. And of course the elephant in the room, the big cost, the fact that the climate is beginning to disintegrate. Of course you can recycle, you can conserve water, those are brilliant things. But to make a real big impact, cut out your carbon emissions. And you can do that with Ecotricity. Ecotricity.co.nz. Go climate positive. And the prices are actually really good too. I'm a tightwad and I use them.
But I soldiered on through the night, converting electrons into forward motion before arriving to my next point, which was a hyper-rapid charger.
Alright, the two hyper-rapid chargers are right in front of me and the car park is beautifully empty. So I have no qualms about parking over a couple of spaces so that I have to not unhook. The beauty of these hyper-rapid chargers is they also have really long cables. Let me give you a quick tour. First step, plug in the adapter necessary for this particular Tesla. Then go and swipe your key fob on the screen. Select CCS, which is the most common plug shape. And in these chargers, you've got 2 CCS plugs, 1 CHAdeMO. Take the one that's flashing and plug it in. The cables are nice and long. So let's see how this goes. We were limited to about 45 kilowatts on the previous charger. This one already is ramping up. It's already at 75. Look at that. Whew, 79. Now we're talking. This is a hyper-rapid charger. The thing is, each of these hyper-rapid chargers, they can deliver 300 kilowatts each, and there are 2 of these chargers, and they can charge 3 vehicles at once. This is 6 vehicles can charge here. It's brilliant, and these are really well installed because these cables are so long. I've seen people with trailers park here as well, and the cables reach. Brilliant design, love these chargers. And we're going to see more and more of these installed soon. They are ramping up, these new hyper-rapid chargers. They're putting heaps in. Let's go have a look at the charging speed. Now we're talking 126 kilowatts. That is what I want to see. Already the battery's at 16%. That is going to climb quickly. Now, while the car is charging, I should probably explain part of the reason for me buying this dilapidated slice of Nissan Leaf. The thing is, I actually have a project car I'm working on right now. It is an Austin Allegro. It needs a bit of work, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the motor and inverter and guts of this. I'm going to put it in the Austin Allegro and convert the Allegro to electric power because electric cars are better and I want an electric car, but I want an electric car that's different. Yes, I could rush out and just buy a used Nissan Leaf tomorrow, but I know that it would leave me unfulfilled. I've loved doing conversions. I did an electric car conversion myself back in 2007, 2008. Had a lot of fun, and I'd like to do it again. Hence why I am dragging this Nissan Leaf, missing most of its guts, but it has the important stuff. Hence why I'm dragging that home to start a new project.
So at about 3 AM, after pouring 66 kilowatt hours into the car, I made the final leg to Tikuiti.
And we are off, and that took 50 minutes to get from 12% to 82%. So that is 70% in 50 minutes. That's pretty good for what is a 2015 car. Of course there are electric cars that charge much, much, much faster, but that's not bad for this one. All right, last leg, then I will be home.
This last section of driving was going to be very slow, not only due to the narrow, twisty route I'd need to take, but also because of the thick potato soup fog that clung to the car the entire journey. And while the fog and isolation added a mystic element to the trip, I was very happy to finally reach the outskirts of Tikuiti, which meant my bed wasn't far away.
Success! We are here in Tikuiti. It's taken a long time despite all that fog which made the last hour difficult. I was staring at the end of the bonnet trying to see where I was going. It was horrid. But finally, the car is here. What I'm going to do is now go and park this thing up, have a nap, and in the light of day we are going to crunch some numbers.
Well, the numbers are in, and there are pros and cons to using this car to tow. The biggest downside was charging time on this 8-year-old electric car. And while the roads, the route, and the fog meant that it was always going to be a long all-night trip, a combustion tow vehicle could have potentially shaved about 70 minutes off the total time. However, those extra minutes would be the only advantage a combustion vehicle would have over this very green electric car. Some quick and dirty maths suggests that while using Hulk to tow this load took approximately 14.5% longer than it would in a combustion vehicle, charging came in at around 40.9% cheaper than burning up a tank of dirty petro fuels. Not bad. And as we're all now witnessing climate-related disasters worsening, the single most important thing for future generations is cutting our carbon emissions. And as this journey used only ecotricity electricity, which has now stepped up from carbon zero certified to climate positive, and that is a big deal, it means that hauling this electric car with this electric car has not only been carbon neutral, but the entire car hauling adventure has actually helped to turn back the clock a few hours on climate change. And that, well, that feels pretty good.